editor, I don't know if I can understand it. Chris, domestic Telebaptist?
I'm not sure.
It's on
Okay,
the,
we are live on YouTube. So
Right
let
on.
me
and sorry, Luke, I got another question for you.
Yeah.
Are we do we want to have chat enabled or not? I'm just curious because I know
always
chat is
enabled. Always enabled.
always enabled.
Always enabled. Never disabled. We don't
Okay,
want to have.
so I do not have.
I haven't given you. Yeah. So I'll make sure it's on. So no, that's not the one I want. So why am I? Okay, I'm there. Okay, and so we are going to get started right away. I'm just not sure. The chat's not enabled. Actually, Robert, can you? I think I
Oh,
gave you.
yes. You need me to do something.
Well, I gave you authority, but I'm not sure why the chat's not working. And actually, I don't want to take much more time with this. So, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get on the show, and I'm going to see if I can figure that out while we come along. Welcome everyone to today's show. Let me just share my screen and. To make sure. Okay. Welcome to the Widen Your Gaze show. I'm your host, Luc Bouchard. I'm very excited that you are here to join me today. I really am excited about our guest speaker who's going to be here today. And he's actually from my home city. And I've known Robert now for, I'd say 5-6 years. We've gone to networking events. He has an outstanding presence on LinkedIn. And he's here to talk about mental health matters during COVID-19. And so he has a whole range of skills that he brings to the table. And I'm actually going to get you just to jump right in and do your introduction there, Robert, while I figure out what's going on with the room here. So I'm going to stop sharing, and you should be able to share and your screen. And if you want to, do you know where to do that to share your screen?
Not so much, but you could show me how.
Okay. Well, are you going to be showing? Are you going to be showing any slides, or are you just going to be talking?
No, I am the slide.
You are the slide. Okay, you are the slide. So you're able to. You're good to go.
Okay, we're good to go.
Yeah.
Who's the gentleman in the corner?
It depends what you're seeing on your screen. I'm not sure what you're.
The anti-supernaturalist. Hey, how are you?
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're awesome. We're so happy to have you here today.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for having us. Where are you coming from?
Well, I am in Los Angeles.
Live from Los Angeles.
Correct. And you?
Live from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And might I be able to go by use a first name to connect with you?
Oh yeah, sorry, Klaus.
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 So happy to have you here. Have you met Coach Mary? Mary
No.
Louise, have you met her yet?
No. Hi.
She's a fascinating coach. Tell us all about you, Mary Louise.
I am a certified health and life coach, and I help people that have goals begin the accountability and motivation to obtain those goals.
So what is she about, Klaus? What's her story?
What's my story?
No, her story. What's she about? What's her awesomeness, Klaus? Klaus, what is her awesomeness?
Life coach.
No, that's her role. What's her awesomeness?
Well, nice haircut, nice background. Did I miss something in the beginning? Did I miss something?
Did he capture it, Mary Louise? Klaus, let's meet Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Klaus. Nice.
What's the story, Chris?
What's my story?
Sure.
Well, I called up Luke one day and asked, and I said, hey, I'd love to help you out, and basically sweet talked him to bring me on board.
Well, here you are. I love the bridge behind you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for some reason Zoom just gave it to me.
they
gifted it.
made the decision for you. They took all your power away. They made the decision for you. And I think, Chris, we're joined by a wonderful gentleman who goes by the name of Simha. Is that correct?
Simha, yes.
Simha, wonderful to meet you.
Same here.
What's the story? What's Mary Louise, Coach Mary Louise? What's her story?
Are you interrogating me about Mary Louise's background?
No, I'm not. I'm just,
Okay.
just inviting you into a conversation in a fun way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. What's the story, Simha?
I'm a corporate treasurer that's looking to absorb information relative to the current environment. And from what I understand, Luke has had a number of different Zoom calls on a variety of topics that just happen to coincide with some of the things I'm interested in. So I'm piggybacking on his curiosity and taking advantage of a lot of his hard work.
Luke, I think there was a compliment there.
Absolutely, it was a compliment. Absolutely, it was a compliment.
Do you know Simha?
Just having him on the show and on my webinars and asking me some really good
Yes,
questions.
virtually.
He knows me. That's right. That's right.
He knows you virtually.
Yeah.
Well, that was a very nice compliment. Very nice compliment, you bet. Tell us about yourself, Klaus. You're on.
Hi, I'm Klaus in Los Angeles. And yeah, I've seen Luke a few times. I think I got it from Meetup when he was on, and ever since I try to check out his webinars, and they're very helpful and very interesting. And so I want to check out this one too.
Wow. Luke, it's your day. Another compliment.
It's a good day.
It's a good day. It's compliment day. I appreciate you being here. We have a lot of questions about your we'll call it your occupational title.
Well, it is now in the pandemic because I'm not working. So this is like my hobby type, just trying to explain people that there is no supernaturalism.
Can you?
Anyway, go ahead.
Can you read the full scope of it?
Yeah. So anti-supernaturalist, Chrislamic, Talibaptist.
And so what's the story there?
I'm a part of atheism group, and so that's kind of like really important lately because of the election and all that. Because people believe stupid things, and so try to educate people. So
maybe
Klaus, would you say atheism is your religion?
By definition, it's not. And okay, I don't know. Was that a good question? Or
you're a knowledge
It was
share.
an attempted humor.
Yeah.
appreciate that. Thank you.
So you love to share your knowledge.
Well,
that was a compliment.
Oh, well, you don't know what I know yet. Anyway, no, I appreciate it.
You bet. Is Anita here with us today?
Looks like Anita wants to be incognito.
And who's the other guest?
I
can't
that's
see
it. Oh, right. No, that's it. Everyone on there. I have two channels. I have two. I'm on here twice. So yeah, I think we're that's everyone that we have.
Oh, Anita's joining us. Nice to see you, Anita. Thank you for being here. Right on. So a friend of mine connects me to Luke, and Luke then connects to me early last week. And he's in a bit of a frantic state. He said, Rob, be my guy, be my guy. And I say, for what? He says, well, this is what goes on Fridays. And I'd love to have you come on board as a guest and meet wonderful people. Are you available? I said, I am so available. I'll be there if Coach Mary Louise is joining us. That's what I said. If Coach Mary Louise is going to join us. So thank you. So thank you very much, Luke, for the invite and for the opportunity to be here today. You bet. My name is Robert Manelson. I'm the creator and facilitator of Powerful Play Experiences, Positive Workplace Mental Health for Teams. I live in a small city about 10 minutes south of Edmonton, Alberta. So it's shortly after 1 o'clock here, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, with my most amazing wife, Sharon, who's now working 4 out of 5 days here at home. She actually works in the field of law enforcement, and she's working 4 out of 5 days at home. So she's kind of like at home working. Let's see if we, yeah, Sharon's kind of at home working now. That's been a huge change for all of us. And we also have 3 cats, Peppy, Smooshy, and Bear. And all of them are, all of them have wonderful stories. 2 have been adopted or rescued off the streets of Beaumont, and Peppy comes to us from my mother, who lives in Montreal, and at her age, she's not able to care for him. So Peppy joined us on a 4-hour flight from Montreal to Edmonton, and here's his new home. So, oh, hi, Sarah, how are you? It's always good to welcome the guests. Everybody can put their mics on. I would appreciate your mics on. There's no need to have them off. And even if I hear noises coming from your end, there's no need, because I want you to talk with me, and so we can have a more interactive experience today. So thank you, Klaus. You bet. And thank you, Mary. Totally appreciate that. So why are you here today? I'll get into this after, but what brought you here today? What's the story, Coach Mary? What brought you here today?
Always good to learn more about mental health and ways to, take care of ourselves.
Awesome. So in your role, you must come across mental health frequently with many of the clients that you support.
Yes, one of the things that I address with my clients is positive mindset. So that makes me especially curious as to what you have to share.
And how am I doing so far on positive mindset?
Perfectly.
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 not so much.
You're a 10.
That's right. I'm feeling good. Hello, Subhash. Is that a correct pronunciation of your name? Did I say it correctly? Subhash?
That's perfect.
Thank you very much. Leave your mic on. Welcome. Have you met Chris? Have you met Klaus?
No, I know Simha and I know Luke, and Chris. Yeah, some of the names look familiar, but not all of them.
And so, what brings you here today? Why did you squeeze in 1 hour of your valuable time for us today?
Definitely, it's an interesting topic for the current time. doing pretty okay, but I know my mom and my daughter is struggling a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to find out if I can get anything out of it that I can help them with.
So you're a kind son.
Well, it's a challenge that you don't have an option to get out of.
Well, you do it out of love as well, right?
Although I would say I'm actually really enjoying this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love this time now. When I have to go back to work, I'll be really sad. Then I'll need probably one of your sessions.
Yeah. Thank you.
I think Klaus is enjoying it too. He can't say yes enough. He can't say.
I am I totally agree with you, Subhash. Totally.
What brings you here today, Klaus? Why did you schedule this time for us today?
Well, like I said, I'm not working, so I have a lot of time. So, and I'm just on Meetup a lot lately, and just a lot of stuff. And like Subhash said, I'm actually, I usually work a lot, and I didn't take vacation in many moons. So the pandemic was really good for me. I was able to relax and just do stuff around the house, pushing the furniture around and stuff, and just doing, and like Zoom is my life. And
So why are you here today? What brings you here?
Yeah, because I have time. And like I said, Luke, put this stuff on.
You bet.
And I don't want to miss it.
Well, thank you. We thank you that you have so much free time that you've included us in your day today. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Simha, what brings you here today?
It's actually the same reason as Claude. The idea that so far, I mean, yeah, obviously Luke has had a couple of less than admirable sessions, but by the most part, they've been pretty helpful and pretty useful. So as with any education process, there's always nuggets of information that are out there that may or may not apply to your particular situation. And it helps to kind of absorb as much information as possible and kind of see how it applies to your situation. Insofar as myself, I think everybody is faced with a bunch of challenges that they're forced to go through. And to the extent that there are tools available that allow you to help other people, I think if you reduce stress levels across the board, it only helps you in the long run.
You are one very wise man. What are some of the tools that best work for you?
Well, that's what you're supposed to tell me, right?
Yes, that's true. That's what I'm supposed to tell you. I love your humor. The straight face, but it comes out as something that makes us smile and chuckle.
Well, I'm glad that my Bob Newhart training worked.
Robert, we have Anita who put something in the chat, and she goes, I'm here today as this is an interesting topic, trying to learn something new. I've been following Luke since April when he helped me coach with my interviewing skills. So
welcome, Anita. Welcome, Anita. Apparently, Anita is another one of your fans, Luke.
Yeah.
Anita, you're one of many fans of Mr. Luke today. And tell me more about the interviewing skills that you shared with her, Luke. What were some of those skills, key skills for interviewing?
I want to ensure I'm thinking about the same meeting because I've presented to well over 1,000 people since March 24th. So until I see a picture, a face with a name, I'm kind of going. But if I'm thinking that this, oh no, Anita from Florida, wrong Anita altogether. Okay, Anita from Florida. I'm glad I asked, right? As I recall, Anita was looking to figure out how to transition into and how to represent yourself the best way when concerns about maybe being not seen for the skill set that she has because she might be judged. And I'm being very general because it's confidential information.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Supporting Anita in being the best that she can be and portraying that in an interview.
And she married a Canadian.
Well, that's
right?
that's everything to us.
Or no, you married like you're asking me to go back like a long time here, Robert. Yes, she did marry. Yeah, and she was in Toronto. She lived in Canada for a while.
Wow.
And she moved to Florida. Yeah.
Well, thank you for living in Toronto for a while. Why am I going around and having everybody share stories, which probably isn't typical for a Luc Bouchard event, and also creating some quality time for everybody to step into those conversations together and with me. Why am I doing that in relation to mental health? Just generally, why am I doing that in relation to mental health? You're on, Subhash.
Sorry, what was that again? I was multitasking for a second. I lost track.
And I'm not offended. I'm not offended. We're doing things a bit differently today in the sense that we've created some time together over the last probably 10 or 15 minutes, allowing everybody to, I don't know, share stories and get comfortable. So why am I beginning this way in relation to positive mental health?
You're trying to create a bond amongst us.
Yeah. What else? What else? Anyone? What else?
I guess you also want to find out what challenges people are dealing with. That way you can address them directly rather than a generic talk.
Don't make it about me. Why am I doing this for you? Because I can cut this off right now and totally make it about me, but it's not about me. Why did I set it up this way and take some time with everybody?
To get a report?
No, that's about me. That's about me. Mary,
Well,
why am I taking this?
I would
Go
say
ahead.
to get us familiar and comfortable with one another and kind of let down the guard and more of a sense of community.
Yeah. During this time of the pandemic, how are you doing with feeling part of a community, feeling connected to a community? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 not so much, 10 it's totally working for me. Because community is one of the best strategies. Connecting to community is one of the best strategies we can insert into our life for positive mental health. Subhash, how you doing on a scale of 1 to 10? Not so much. I need a little bit of work on building community. Now, whatever your definition of community is, we'll run with that. Or 10, yeah, it's totally working for me. How you doing?
It's a 9 for me.
9. How are you doing, Chris?
9.
Thank you. Simha, how you doing?
I don't know, probably in the 7 range.
7. So we got a 7 to 9 range. How about yourself, Klaus?
7.5.
Yeah, that's 7.5. And Anita, how you doing on a scale of 1 to 10?
Anita reports that she's got a new tablet and that she's struggling with she's trying to figure out how to make it work. So she's a 7.5.
You know what you could do for me, Luke? Exactly what you're doing now. For me to get hung up on the chat is a distraction.
I know, right? Yeah.
So if you could be my eyes and ears, that would be awesome. So I said, building a connection to community. Tell me a little bit about your community that you feel connected with. You were a 9, Subhash. Tell me about that community and how it's working for you in terms of positive mental health. Tell me about that community and how it's working for you.
Prime example is this. I would have never met Luke if we didn't have this time where we could get to work remotely. So now I try to attend most of his sessions. In addition to this, I'm part of many meetup groups. So I'm attending a lot more meetup sessions that talk about agile technology, maybe even some hiking. I was never active on LinkedIn, but I guess once the shutdown started, I got really active on LinkedIn sometime around April. and I've made almost 3,000 connections in a couple of months.
And how does that feel?
That feels really good to get a wide network of people that you've never met or known.
And how does that feel in regards to your mental health?
It definitely feels nice to be connected and know what people are doing, learn a little bit from everyone.
Yeah.
Also,
Go
I guess
ahead.
also being active physically.
Yes.
Lots of outdoor activities, hiking, tennis, anything that's somewhat social distance. I'm able to do. Earlier, I couldn't do any of these things on a weekday, but now every day I can spare at least an hour or two. So
hold
I
that
feel
thought.
great. Yeah,
Hold that
That's
thought.
awesome. I'm cheering you on.
except for parties, everything else seems to be good.
I think Mary wants to chime in on that. Go ahead, Mary.
I was just saying that's so wonderful. I love that. I presented earlier today about fitness and movement and that type of thing, and how, you know, it's important to think outside of the box. And Subhash did a great job, you know, hiking, bicycling, things like that, and just getting out in the fresh air and just thinking of different things. You know, if the weather cooperates, go swimming or, you know, whatever. So I love to hear that you know, he's getting out and about and being healthy.
You know, Mary, you don't need to be the coach today.
Thank you.
Exactly. So tell us a little
Can
bit
you
about
always take that? Can you ever take that off though, Robert?
Yeah,
Are you
it's she's wearing the hat 24/7.
Well done, Mary. Well done.
Thank you.
What are you doing? What are you doing in terms of the outdoors, keeping active? Subhash says one of the best ways for him to manage his mental health each and every day is to stay connected to new people. People he's meeting for the first time. And just that conversation and the opportunity for interaction is keeping that mental health at a place of positivity. He also said, man, I got time to get active. I could go outdoors, I could stay indoors, but the idea of moving my body during this time of isolation, it's totally working for him. So you perked up and went, yeah, I like that. I like that activity. So tell us about you, right? Are you doing activity?
So in April, I guess, I bought a bicycle, and my husband bought one, and my 16-year-old had one. So we all three started bicycling. And before the virus, I did a lot of in-person networking meetings, business after hours, things like that. And now all of that has shifted to the Zoom space. And so still kind of filling that need and desire for socialization, but in a new and different way, and loving it and embracing it. And so, yeah.
Did you catch that, Klaus? She used that big S word, socialization. So you're at an advantage. You've heard from Subhash, you've heard from Coach Mary. So anything to add around what are you doing to maintain positive mental health? Is there anything that they brought forward that resonates with you, or did you need to share something unique and different?
Me?
You're Klaus.
So yeah, I totally agree with them. And like I said earlier, I didn't take much vacation. So now I am much more social. I'm much more social online, because I work at a time usually when people go to dinner and when they go to movies and when they socialize, but that's my working time. I work in the afternoon and evenings and sometimes weekends. So I'm much more social now. And I realized that, yeah, I'm much more social than before. Yeah.
Way to go, way to go. You rock, buddy, you rock. You rock. That was a big step for you to be more social online.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance before that. So I don't know if I should change jobs or something. I don't know.
So you've discovered something new within yourself. You have an unbelievable way of being social online with people. And I'm wondering if you can monetize that and turn that into some money-making opportunity for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Luke. He's doing too much thinking there, way too much thinking. What's the question we want to ask him, Subhash? What's the question? It's the same question we've been asking everybody. What's the question?
How's Luke doing?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. How you doing? How you doing?
So it's weird because I had to pivot out of my video production company and find some other meaning and purpose in my life. And fortunately, Meetup came along that I could actually start using it. But there is a part of me that really wonders, you know, had I not had this focus, what would have, where my energy would have been, what I would have been thinking about, what I would have been doing. Because I have a lot of friends right now that are just struggling to find their way because they cannot do it. So, you know, I
Hold
don't
on,
think
time out.
Yeah.
Cannot do it. And what is it?
Well, they cannot do what they were doing before COVID-19.
So are you saying that the focus has been a blessing in disguise in terms of helping you best manage your mental health during the day?
It's around my meaning and purpose, which is part of my mental health, is I have to feel like I have some sort of direction, some sort of meaning and purpose and whatnot. And so it's been doing that. But I have, you know, there are certain things that are non-negotiable for me. And one of them is I do a walk pretty much like easily 5 days out of 7, if not 6 days out of 7. And thank you. And I live really close to the river valley, and there's a place where I walk where you could be out in the country. You wouldn't know you're out in the wilderness. It's on one side of you have the river, the North Saskatchewan River. On the other side, you have a golf course and these biking trails, and so that is where I go to really connect with nature and go to find that. And that would still be happening regardless. But my mental health, I've discovered if I don't make it a priority,
yeah,
then things start to slide, you know, and where I see it is it comes out on my kids, especially my son.
And you said it comes out on the kids. What is the it?
The impatience, the reactivity, the fear that, you know, it's really fear-based, but it comes out in these other ways as judgmental and, you know, so like that. So my motivation is really about making sure I'm even keeled. So, you know, they're gonna have to go through enough in their counseling in their 30s without me adding more stuff in their, you know, in their 20s, because I have a 13-year-old and a 16-year-old. And, you know, I also recognize I have minutes left with them as their parents. Like I do see it as minutes. So I have, so it's more of it's more to keep me my center, so that basically it doesn't come out sideways in ways that are really not effectual and don't work. And they've never worked. It's just take me some time in my life to figure out that they don't work.
You rock, Luke. That's a cue for everybody to give him a big high five. You rock, Luke. Come on, Subhash. You can do that. Don't look so comfortable there, Subhash. Look at Brody. He's out in the cold there. The Chris Brody's out in the cold. He's still doing a high five. Simha, you've got all these great stories in front of you. What are you doing to best manage your mental health?
I think, practice makes perfect. So things I've done in the past, I'm continuing to do now. You know, as everybody has said, taking walks, hanging out in natural environments, tinkering with a variety of computers, and playing with my LinkedIn profile and tweaking things, and being of service to other people helps a lot. It gives you a sense of purpose that you're actually doing something and contributing something to a greater good. So I find that networking helps me provide a service to other people and further their goals. And that makes me appreciate my little space in the world and the benefit I can provide others. And hopefully, if I throw out enough good karma, it'll come back and help me in the future.
Oh, you said something that rocked my mind there. Hold on. You said connecting to community. What else did we say? What else did we talk about?
You referring to me?
Anyone? What else did we talk about? We said connecting to community.
And avoid and staying off drugs. I don't know.
I think Subhash said something about get active. Coach Mary forgot that already.
Get active with drugs?
No, I was just letting somebody else give the answer.
No. And there was something you just said. It just caught my
He was talking
attention.
about karma.
Yeah. This was great. One of the best strategies to manage our daily mental health. That was awesome. Awesome. Of service to others. What are we talking about, Luke? Somehow says, you know, being of service to others has been a wonderful, wonderful way for him to keep himself in check around his mental health, feeling good about himself, being able to work through some of the things that might be, I don't know, a little bit uneasy, and feeling good and happy at the end of the day. Being of service to others. What are we talking about here?
Well, for me, that's meaning and purpose, and the fact that, you know, we're all in this together, and I do better. And we know this is your wheelhouse, but we know mental health, there's a direct correlation between connection to other people and how good our mental health is. You know, even with parenting, having parents connect with other parents is so important, because then they'll feel less alone and whatnot. So
okay, so give me an example of service to others. Are you doing it? Are you doing it?
am I doing it? Yeah, 105 webinars, and since March 24th, offering services. Yeah, I'm doing it.
How does it feel?
Well, it's back to that meaning and purpose. It gives me an outlet, gives me something to do. And you know, the other thing is, I can honestly say that there have been some amazing surprises that have come out of this that I never saw coming, that I wasn't really looking for. And it's primarily the connections that I've made, the people that such on this that keep coming back to see more and more. That's been the biggest surprise, and the relationships I've built, especially in the United States, because, you know, it's another country away.
I'm going to note something you said that caught my attention. Of service to others. Coach Mary, what's the story? Give me an of service to others example. I need to know you're being of service to others. So does Simha, because he says that's one of the key ways, strategies that he uses to manage good mental health.
So for me, I would say that would be through my Facebook group and the posting that I do. Similarly, like you're doing, Robert, and sharing ways that people can do things to be healthier. And, you know, health isn't just your clothing size. It is that mental health. It is the, you know, what you're eating, how you're moving your body, all of that. So I would say my kind of giving back is the information that I share and the way that I help motivate others.
Can you give me an example?
The one that I really like to share with people is like meal prep, and how, you know, you make a bunch of stuff at one meal.
No,
and
a real example. Like
What
just the other day, I was speaking to someone.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. So just the other day, I was speaking to someone. And
Klaus, that was funny. That was funny, Klaus. That was funny. Go ahead.
And we were talking about different types of movement and just different ideas that they had and things that they didn't think about otherwise. And they just always thought, oh, well, if it's going to count, it's going to have to be this workout that I dread doing, or being on the treadmill, things like that. So being able to share ideas like that and kind of open their eyes to things that they hadn't thought of.
Right on, right on. Big boom whacking hand for Coach Mary Louise. Come on, Subash. You're looking way too comfortable there. Look, even Klaus is giving him the standing O. Even Klaus is giving him the standing O. What's the story, Chris? What's the story? We've got connecting to community, be of service to others, build relationships, get active. What's working for you, Mr. Chris?
Something really simple. I hope no one's offended by it, but for me, it's faith in the Lord of the hosts, coming from the Old Testament.
Beautiful. Tell us more. Beautiful. Tell us more.
Well, it's been a long journey. I now go to it's called Chabad, which is essentially an Orthodox, Hasidic Orthodox Jewish organization. Their mission is essentially to bring Jews back into faith of Judaism, really authentic Hasidic Judaism, I would say. And the big thing is that, like, without the faith, I mean, I do get nervous still from time to time, but without the faith, I sometimes say, man, what's going on here? I mean, how's this going to work out? But
Yeah.
I mean, if it weren't for the faith, I'd be feeling super nervous this year.
Hey, Chris. Chris. You're
Yes.
pretty cool. You're pretty cool.
Well, thank you.
You're pretty cool. Are you born a Jew?
Am I born? Yes.
Where do you live?
I live in Providence, Rhode Island now. Grew up in New England and gone to been in California, been in Europe, Amsterdam area, and now back here where I came from.
So I'm Jewish as well.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. Originally from Montreal. Many Jews in Montreal.
Wow.
Yeah. So I totally get it. I mean, our faith can be many things to many people. There's multi-layers to our faith. And you're finding your place to reconnect into a space that totally makes sense for you. You're wanting to grab hold of it and say, that will give me some foundation during this time of unsettledness, this time of uncertainty.
Wow. Yeah, definitely.
Right on. That's why you're pretty cool.
And there is so a very well known, see if I can recall his name, Martin Buber said something, and I think even some rabbis will back him up, that he says that in terms of helping people, people who are poor, people, or, like don't have anything to eat, help people as if there is no God.
Mm. Huh. Who said that? Who said, huh?
I did.
What's up?
Well, it's this idea of, are you a, and I'm just going to use Christian because that's what I know more. Are you a fair weather Christian or are you a real Christian? And it's just like, are you, if you see somebody drops $50 on the Chris Rocks, if you see somebody that drops $50, are you going to pick it up and give it to them because somebody saw you see it, or are you doing it because that's the right thing to do? And so, it's about, are you living an authentic life, or are you doing it because you have this faint hope that you're going the afterlife, kind of stuff like that? Like, what drives your behavior? Yeah.
So you're all experts here. What brings you here today? You're all experts. Have you been listening to the word that I've been using, manage, like managing your mental health? Put up your hand if you've never heard it said that way, managing your mental health. How many of you actually use that word? Do you say, yeah, every day I wake up, I'm managing my mental health? I
I actually have a bit of that causes me to pause, and it's kind of like managing anger, and there's managing mental health. I wonder if for some people managing mental health is a luxury, and for others,
you know what,
a luxury.
I love that, and we're gonna get Mary to chime in on this in a minute. What if I added, and this is just another way for you to raise your positive mental health levels. It's all in how you communicate it to yourself and others. What if we took manage, that was the second part, and we added, every day I get up and out of bed and I live with, and I manage my mental health. How does that work for you? Yep. Okay.
It's more authentic, and it's more real, because I think I've never been diagnosed with going through depression, but I've gone through times that have been not great. And especially after my marriage ended, it was like, it was every day, it was just like, just to get through the day and to not feel like I was a total piece of shit, quite frankly, on that. So I didn't think there was much managing going on. I think it was, sometimes it was like holding on just to that. And so it was definitely dealing with mental health. But I think that if you're coming from a good place, then it's easier to manage, as opposed to if you're in a deep place. And I know a lot of people who have been or are in very deep places that they're not managing. They're just trying to get through the day.
What are your thoughts on that, Mary? The idea of living with and managing your mental health. And I'm going to just chime in a bit, because Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, when I woke up in the morning, living with and managing my mental health, I wasn't the best that I can be for myself. What's up, Chris?
Robert, I'm going to interrupt you. By the way, the coach's name is really Mary Louise.
You know what? I apologize for that. And so thank you for bringing that. Thank you for correcting me, because her mental health while she's here is important to me. So I should be addressing her in a respectful way. Thank you, Chris. And I will use Chris. Coach Mary Louise. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, waking up those mornings, my mental health just wasn't where it needed to be. I was living with mental health concerns. I was living with mental health. We all live with mental health. Do you live with mental health? Klaus, do you live with mental health? Do you live with physical health?
Yeah.
Do you live with mental health?
Not consciously.
No, I'm not talking about mental illness. I said
no. I understand. I don't think about it.
Yes. Subhash, do you live with spiritual health? Is spiritual health in your life?
Kind of.
How about mental health?
Yeah, definitely.
How about physical health?
Yes, definitely.
Simha, mental health, spiritual health, physical health?
Oh, it's an affirmative on all three.
Yeah. Coach Mary Louise said before, it's more than the clothes that you're wearing. So it's beyond physical. So I woke up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and my mental health, we all live with mental health. If I said to you, do you live with health, good health? What would you say, Subhash?
Yes.
Yeah, see, as soon as we attached the word mental, it got a little bit wacky. What if I said to Luke, hey, so how's your health today?
I would say my health is good.
What if I said, how's your mental health today? Do you see the pause? Yes, as soon as we attach the word mental to health, it becomes like this uneasiness. Let's try that with Chris. Chris, come back. Come back.
I'm here.
How's your health today?
My health is good.
Okay, how's your mental health? The pause. The pause.
Case in point.
Coach Mary Louise, how's your health today? Coach Mary Louise.
She's
I think she's
muted.
being.
I think she
being-
froze.
Yeah. Yeah, she definitely looks like she froze.
No, I thought she was writing very astutely. Klaus, how's your mental health? How's your health today?
Yeah, it's pretty good. And mental health, yeah, I have to pause too.
Why is that so? Why are we pausing on the mental health when we can talk about our health? What if I said to Subhash after he went out for a run and a walk and I said, hey, Subhash, how's your physical health? What would you say?
Feeling good but tired.
You bet. If I asked Chris after a wonderful walk, how's your physical health? What would he say?
Good, much better.
You bet. If I had said to Luke, hey, I heard you went for a wonderful walk in Edmonton's River Valley. You must have felt inspired this fall season. How's your physical health?
I'd say my physical health is good.
Right. Now, if I say to him, how's your mental health after the same walk?
Well, it would be, I would pause and I would do that because it would be this check-in of going, what am I assessing that on, right? I kind of have that. And part of the, I don't know if you're gonna cover this, but mental health really is a 4-letter word.
I dare ask what word?
It's considered a swear. I don't think we are in our society are okay with people with mental health. I think it's getting better, but I think mental health is something that people avoid. It's talking about it is disempowering, and I think we all look for what's the right answer.
I
don't mean to interrupt, guys, but I think you're probably looking at this thing a little bit with the wrong lens. When you ask somebody how their health is, that's a social question that we all respond to reflexively. Oh, I'm fine. Or yeah, things great. But when you ask a modifier to that question, mental health, physical health, psychic health, financial health, that requires us to stop and think because now we have to assess it. And when we assess it, that means we want to give an honest answer. We're not just giving a flippant social, yeah, it's okay, no problem, I'm good to go. So it's not necessarily a 4-letter word, but I think, or it has some negative or nefarious aspects to it. I think it's a thoughtful response to an actual question as opposed to a reflexive social convention response of, yeah, I'm okay, no problem.
So thank you, Simha, because about a minute and a half ago, I said, why do we all pause? And Simha just responded to that. So what did he say, Coach Mary Louise? What did he say?
Because we actually formulate an answer to that specific question instead of just saying I'm fine or I'm okay or life's good, that type of flippant answer and move on.
And is that a good thing? The pause and reflection, is that a good thing?
Well, yeah, because then you're getting a true answer than just I'm okay or I'm busy.
Or you're getting people time to sort of look inside and reflect and truly connect to how they really feel. Mary Louise, Coach Mary Louise.
Yes, sir.
What is the difference between mental health and mental illness? Because I want to get that cleared up today before we all go on our way this Friday. Because in part, some of the stuff I heard Luke saying about a minute ago kind of made the hairs on my neck stand up in a good way, So what's the difference between mental health and mental illness?
I would say when you're looking at like mental illness, that becomes medical diagnosis, that type of look at it. mental health. I
Hold
mean,
on,
we
time
all,
out, time out. So if I said to you, I live with and manage depression and anxiety, am I talking about mental health or mental illness?
I would say that would fall under an illness.
If I said to you, I live with and manage my sprained ankle, what is that?
It's a physical illness.
Thank you. If I said to you, I live with and manage my diagnosed cancer,
The same physical illness.
just physical?
Well,
Are you saying that living with and managing my diagnosed cancer does not affect my mental health?
that's a good point. Yes, that would be both.
Okay, let's try that again. Subhash, if I said to you, I live with and manage a torn tendon in my right leg, physical, mental, spiritual, what is it?
So primarily physical, but it could affect the other parts too.
You bet. How so?
Well, that puts a lot of pressure on you, some kind of constraints, and then you're worried about it. So that can affect all the other segments.
Yeah, we just taught Coach Mary Louise something. Look at us, Subhash, so smart we are. Look at us, two guys. We just taught Coach Mary Louise something. Chris, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I said to you, I live with and manage depression and anxiety, am I talking about mental illness or mental health?
Sounds like mental illness.
How so?
It's like the glass is half full or half empty.
It sounds like, when I say illness, it sounds like it's been diagnosed by a professional in the field of healthcare. What if I said to you, I live with and manage diagnosed cancer? Is that mental illness? Is that physical illness? Is it mental health? What is it?
Physical.
Could it also be mental health? How many of you know somebody who's living with cancer? How many of you have known somebody who's living with cancer? Describe their mental health.
So Robert, I think you made your point here, right? But the issue you're raising is whenever you have a physical problem that dominates your life, it impacts both your mental health as well as your physical health, and can also spread to other areas, and it affects your personal relationships and your relationship with society overall. So the issue then becomes that if you're going to look at these issues, they're always on a holistic basis. Some people may need support in specific areas or in general or in all areas. And I think if you're not open to the idea that it's a holistic problem, you're probably not going to get the full effect of any kind of one treatment because they all have to work synergistically.
I'm so honored to have Simha here today because he sounds so much more eloquent than I do. And he's able to take what I say and—
Because I'm from New York.
Pardon me?
I'm from New York, that's why.
Only eloquent speakers come from New York. And he's very eloquent in taking our discussion and giving it back to us in a way that sounds different, but also makes sense to us. So Subhash, what did Simha just share with us?
Yes, he nicely summarized it for us. Yeah, he seems like a college professor to me.
Yeah, but now you need to summarize Simha.
Well, that'll be a tough ask.
Do you need him to repeat it? Would you like him to repeat it so you get it?
No, I got it. I think
Just throw the word holistically out a few times, you'll be fine.
So here's a— Sorry, go ahead.
I do have something I just want to, because you brought the spiritual aspect into it, which I think is very important. But I know that there are people who are dealing with physical illness and see that that is actually a reflection upon God, how they see them. They feel like they're being punished from on that. And so, you might be dealing with the physical, but then, what's the layer on top of that when you actually, believe that you're being punished for your sins or something? Because that would be like, one level onto another.
Awesome. Awesome. Chris has put up his hand. I somewhat feel like I'm a teacher and I'm waiting for like an apple from him or something, like get the free red apple from the student. What's
I'm
up,
gonna,
Chris?
I'm gonna kind of, you're not gonna throw it?
Go ahead, Chris.
You look ready to, yeah, you look like ready to throw.
Are you gonna catch?
So I guess, so my mother of blessed memory, basically came down with cancer when I was in college. Last year I was in college. I was in California, and I guess I've never really spoke about this in public. This is the first time I've spoke about this in public, and now about the second time I've gone out to speak out on YouTube. But my mother actually had a pretty difficult time growing up and relationship with, essentially with her parents, her family, and and I just kind of, my mom basically had fought reproductive cancer for like 8.5 years, and basically, and after 8.5 years, that was just, that was it. That was just too much, and I kind of, her sister, an aunt of mine, had reproductive cancer as well. Her mother and the mother of her mother also reproductive cancer. So I kind of went through the family, but I was going to say, try to think, but it was really, it was just like kept repeating from my mother. And I kind of wonder, now I start to wonder, like, if she had, like if her relationship was better with, with her family around her, I wonder if it could have helped her stay healthier.
Wow.
I don't know. I just had a, just had a feeling with, just with the stress, with the stress.
So you hear, Chris? Hey, Chris.
Yes, I'm here.
You continue to be a cool guy. You're still a cool guy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. What did you hear him say, Coach Mary Louise? You rock, Chris. Yeah. What did you hear him say, Coach Mary Louise? What story did he tell?
He told about his mom and reflections that he has now thinking back. Thanks to you, Robert, and your insight for him.
No, thank you for everybody who's here who created a friendly place for Chris to share, right? What are you?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
No, thank you. What I heard, Chris, in part, staying on the subject of mental health, and let me know if I'm on point or not. What I heard in part was your mother may have been better at managing her physical illness if there was more family support around her. And as a result of more family support around her, her mental health would shoot up to high rates of positivity. And that positivity in itself may have helped her better manage her physical health.
It's possible. I mean, we can't conclude it. It's possible, but I think just like, I think the thing that kind of triggered me is that once when I, when I was back.
Was that a yes or a no, Chris? Was that a yes or a no?
I don't know.
But we don't have to go back. It's just I just need your insight because you're a cool guy. I'll let you get back to what you have to say. all I want to hear from a cool guy is, might have been more helpful for your mother to have family support during a time when she was experiencing physical illness. Might have her mental health shifted to higher levels of positivity with the support of her family. Because this group said community connections are powerful. Family and community connection might that have helped her mental health, which in turn might have helped her physical health.
It's possible.
Thank you. So that's he rocks, this guy. He gets it. He sees the interaction of both. He totally sees the interaction of both. And so does Simha. Totally. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Klaus? Why?
Well, you just said it. You need all that for, for mental health and just to feel well.
Oh my! Somebody write that down. Somebody write that. You need all that for mental health to feel well. Somebody write that down. Luke, write that down.
I'm recording it. It's good.
That's the end statement for the. That's the concluding statement. Okay, so 4 generations of mental illness in my family. 4 generations.
Your family?
Pardon me?
Your family?
Yeah, my family.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
You know what, Chris? Quit being a cool guy. Stop it. Stop being a cool guy. You're way too cool for me. 4 generations of mental health. I could only go as far back as my grandparents on both my mother and father's side. But we know my grandparents through conversations with my parents. Both my parents, my sister and I, and now my niece, all have diagnosed mental illness. In fact, it's throughout the extended family, aunts, uncles, and cousins.
Oh, wow.
One day, Chris, one day I counted no less than 20 family members alive or have passed away that had diagnosed mental illness. So I grew up at a time when a mental illness was an uncomfortable taboo subject. But you know what was really cool? My parents were way ahead of their time because we talked openly and freely about mental illness. We talked about depression. We talked about anxiety. We talked about obsessive compulsive disorders. So I learned these terms at a very early age. And I learned very quickly, Chris, the difference between mental illness and mental health. And here's where I'm going to go with that.
Okay, by the way, I'm going to interrupt you because I think your point is more important than my point. So I'm going to throw something out there before you finish, that the Old Testament also talks about there are curses that go through like maybe 3 or 4 generations. And maybe, looks like something went through my family, something went through your family, something went through other people's family.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I did not know that. And now I have to write that down. Klaus, every day I wake up and I live with and manage depression and anxiety. Every day I wake up and I live with and manage my depression and anxiety. But today it's a great mental health day. Can both operate at the same time?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask Simha to explain that.
Just a minute. I'm not sure on the question. Can mental health and can you give me the question again?
You bet. Every day I wake up and I live with and manage my diagnosed anxiety and depression. But today's a great mental health day. It's a great mental health day. Can both live side by side at the same time? And Simha gave me a 2 thumbs up. So I'm going to ask him, who so eloquently explains things, to chime in.
Oh, that'll teach me not to stick my thumbs up.
Stop making eye contact.
Yeah. So basically, the idea here is that you have a condition or a series of conditions that may be permanent or temporary, and they are applications to your existence. And we all have the ability, whether we like it or not, to respond to these situations with either positiveness or negativeness. And sometimes, depending on the situation and how we feel, we may not feel very happy or positive about a particular situation. But the fact is, the event itself is not necessarily negative. We can always find something positive about it, even if it's the death of a loved one, or you lose your job, or you win the lottery. You can be very happy, or you can be very sad. And so it's our response, our attitude towards that. So the fact that you may have a problem doesn't necessarily mean it's a problem. If you think it's a problem, it'll become a problem. So yes, I may have depression, I may have anxiety, I may have lost the use of my left arm, but it's still going to be a great day, and you can make it a great day. It's a relative scale. There's no absolutes when it comes to those kinds of definitions.
And you know who else believes in that? Coach Mary Louise, because she said at the beginning, she's all about motivating positivity. So follow up here from Simha.
On Mary Louise?
I would say, it is what you make it. And, no matter, somebody once told me, and I carry this on, is your worst day is someone else's dream day. And it's so true. We so often we say, well, what else could go wrong? But there's so much truth to that. It could be so much worse. And you have to look at what you have and what you have to be grateful for, and the gratitude and the positives and all of that.
Are you okay with this, Subhash? Is this making sense? Because you're way too relaxed there for me. Way too relaxed.
Sorry, my mind drifted again. I'm multitasking some annual audit along with this conversation.
Actually, I thought you were multitasking again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm working on an annual audit, so I'm actually half here and half.
Is this working for you? Like Simha so eloquently put it together, and Coach Mary Louise added a wonderful piece of that. So are you okay with that?
I'm not sure.
You know what? I'm going to go. You think about it, buddy. I'm going to go to Klaus.
Let's Subhash
Same
know
here. Not sure.
What was that, Sima? I didn't hear you.
His mental health technique is to zone out. So leave him alone.
Actually, that does work sometimes.
Yeah. One of Subhash's great mental health technique is to chill. Just chill. Right?
Yeah, what Sim has said is exactly what my wife keeps accusing me.
Robert,
okay, Klaus. Let's go back to Klaus, and then we'll come to Luke. Klaus.
Yeah, well, earlier, you know what, about your statement, you wake up and you have this depression or that, but you feel great today. So isn't that called bipolar? So, I mean, what's the question here?
The question is, I wake up and I live with depression, diagnosed depression and anxiety, but it's a great mental health day. Can the two live side by side?
Yeah, if you're bipolar. I know, what's the question?
You're going too deep on me. All I'm asking is can I feel good about my mental health that day?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Yeah, you guys are crazy. What time do we have, Luke?
We have 13 more minutes before we need to. You have about 5 more minutes, and then I need to talk about something coming up.
Okay, so what have we noted as some of our strategies? What have we noted here? Can you see this? Kinda.
Not yet.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it's the reflection. So faith is one of them.
Yeah, who offered that wonderful strategy?
Chris.
You betcha.
Yeah,
you betcha. Here are a few others. What about this one?
Connecting community.
Yeah, who offered up that strategy?
I think multiple people mentioned that. I
Yeah,
probably might have
Subhash
said
comes
that.
alive. Subhash comes alive. He's right. Everybody is trying to find another one here. What's that one?
Get active.
Yeah, who offered that?
Your handwriting's not helping. Got
That's
active.
Who offered that one?
Subhash.
Yeah, Subhash, and then who supported it?
Yeah, Coach Mary Louise supported it.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. Here's a good one.
Oh, that was all Luke.
Sorry.
Service to others. That was Luke.
Service to others. I don't think that was Luke. I think Luke supported it, but I think the original idea came from Simha.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I'll give credit to Luke.
Here's one that Luke offered. Let me give me a second here. There it is. Luke offered that strategy.
Relationships.
Yeah. What was that all about?
It's what keeps us connected. It's what keeps us grounded.
What if this group met every week at this time for a check-in on our mental health? How would it shift your mental health throughout the rest of the week, Chris? How would it shift your mental health, Subhash, knowing you're connected to a community of people who care about your mental health? Look, there's somebody who has somebody who cares about their mental health. Who's that?
This is Mia. She's my dorky. She's a dachshund Yorkie.
And Mia is a mental health clinician.
She
You
definitely.
hire Mia to raise your positive mental health levels. What if we met every week, Subhash? Would this be good for your mental health, this connection?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'll
And
see you
I
next
agree
week.
with Coach Mary Louise. I was resisting that for many years, and finally I gave in and got a puppy a month ago for my daughter.
Big high five.
And
Klaus, you can do
she's
it.
so
Give
much
him the big
happier
high
now.
five.
COVID was kind of
Big
driving
high
her crazy,
five,
but now she's
totally.
so much happier. So it does work.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I was looking for my cat.
I saw you moving the door earlier, Robert. I figured that was a pet.
Yeah, that was Peppy, the Himalayan cat. So very quickly, here's how I manage my mental health. What do I got?
Anger
Keeping
check-in.
your anger in check.
Yeah, you bet. What else?
Medicine.
You betcha.
Good sleep.
Yes. Here. High self-awareness.
Yeah.
Take walks. Very nice.
Yeah. Sharon and I go for a walk just about every day at noon. She's working here at home, so we get to.
So, Robert, explain your high self-awareness.
Pardon me?
I said explain your high self-awareness.
I think it's being high self-awareness is when you're humble enough to know that you don't know everything, right?
I like it.
And you're open to knowing what you don't know and going after the people and resources who do know and learning from that.
Recognizing your limitations.
No, recognizing that I just don't know everything.
Okay.
That's all. And there's wonderful people around me right here who've taught me a lot today. And I came to this experience knowing that I don't know everything, but there's going to be experts around me, and I will be better for it through this experience. And that's high self-awareness, to be aware that I don't know everything, but I know that there are people who know what they know, and if I can learn from them, I'll be a better person for myself and others. How about my most important strategy?
Can't Sharon.
That's your wife, significant other?
No, okay.
that took a while. Here's another one.
Yes, nutrition.
Yes, so for all your nutritional mental health needs, who do you see?
Nutritional, that would be me. Mental
You
health,
bet.
that would be you. Psychologist.
There was a hush over the crowd. They saw psychologists and everyone went quiet on me.
And how does that make you feel, Robert?
You know what? That means everyone is thinking about it. Because there's a lot of thinkers in this group. I mean, look at Subhash. This guy's a thinker. Simha, he's a thinker. So is Klaus a thinker. Chris,
Well, that's
and you, we're all
debatable.
thinkers. Look, you can look at Luke. He always looks like he's thinking. Always looks like he's thinking. So they were thinking about this. My favorite one.
We were thinking how to avoid that person.
Have fun. Are we
Fun,
having
yes.
fun today? Here, a couple of more. Here's a good one.
No shame.
Why do you say that?
Very nice.
Why? Why, Luke?
Because shame is what keeps us playing small. Shame is what basically keeps us tortured. Shame is basically what keeps us from being
But keeps
our foe.
you. It keeps you.
Well, it can, yes, but I think when I work with people, shame is a huge factor.
I would also say fear is similar as well.
And I'm very good at this.
Nice. Good for you.
Sharon, she has an ongoing joke with me. If we're going out for dinner, just don't cry at the dinner table. Can you just not cry? Here's one I have to practice every day, and I know you'll get it.
Avoid
Yeah.
caffeine.
Yeah, when I have caffeine, Simha, wow, I'm on a high, but that drop sucks the positive energy right out of me, and I know that my mental health is taking a blow.
Smushy and Bear, is that your animals?
Yeah, those are two of our three cats. You bet. Oh, you like this
Oh, so
one?
you play favorites? You only like 2 out of the 3?
Yeah. Here's a good one, and maybe you know about this. Anybody know about this?
Is that the
Oh, yeah.
seasonal depression?
Seasonal.
Yes. Tell us about this, Simha.
Effectively, there's a theory that people, but humans in general require a certain amount of sunlight to avoid feeling depressed. It stimulates a number of different neurochemicals and neurotransmitters. And so because you don't get those that same amount of light during the nighttime and or winter, you end up with a depressed feeling that is effectively seasonal depression, because it occurs during shorter days. So there's a light treatment that you could take that kind of shines these lights in your eyes, and it makes you feel better, and it effectively counteracts the lack of sunlight during the day that you normally would get in the summer and the spring.
I'll do two more. Thank you, Simha. When I first acknowledged my depression, it started as a seasonal affective disorder. In other words, it was only showing up in the winter. But it's neat because during the winter, my mental health can take a beating while I'm still managing my depression and anxiety. So I use the light to keep my mental health, my daily mental health, at a place that's manageable for me while I'm managing my depression and my anxiety. Two more. This is two more. Who lives in Florida?
Anita,
Anita will like this one.
Disney World.
Yeah. When we can afford it, my wife and I will visit Disney World during the winter time for the same reasons that Simha just explained, because I need additional sunlight. Here in Alberta, our sunlight begins to disappear in the winter, somewhere between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. It usually doesn't show itself to maybe 8 o'clock the next morning, so it's highly limited. So a trip to Disney World is always a good thing. It's always a good thing. Okay, one more. How do I manage my mental health?
Talking
Okay.
about things.
Yeah.
Talk it out.
Talk it out. Chris talked it out today. Coach Mary Louise talked it out today.
That's right.
Super relaxed. Subhash talked it out today. Simha was my go-to guy. He helped me reframe my ideas in a more eloquent way, and I'm appreciative of him. Klaus joined us. We were a little fearful of the title at the beginning, a little fearful, but you're a cool guy. And Luke provided the opportunity for everyone to get together today. I feel closer to every one of you. I feel closer. And it would be so cool if we just met once a week just for a half hour like this on a Friday and just checked in and supported one another. That would be awesome, awesome for positive mental health. What do you think, Luke? I'll leave the last bit to you.
Well, I think your focus on connections and being not having isolation and not being isolated is well, there's just too much data out there to know that that's not true. Like it's not even, you can't even, we just know that that's, there's a direct correlation between good mental health and your connection to others. And the more isolated we are, the worse our mental health gets, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to have, you come on and speak about this, even though it was short notice. We are the resources. That's certainly correct. But mental health, I think, mental health is still something that it's slowly getting better. But it's, I think we have a ways to go. So thank you very much, Robert, for doing this. I'm just going to share really quickly what webinars I have going. Robert, did you say something?
No, I got one more crack at it. One more crack at it. Okay.
Go ahead. Yep.
Okay. Can you lower your screen? Like the one in front of me?
I think you have to do. I'm not sure what you mean by lower your screen.
I don't know. There's a screen in front of me.
Oh, there's a screen in front. Really?
Yeah.
No, we could see what you were showing.
We can see you.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Coach Mary Louise, tap here for mental health. Tap here. Tap here. Come to the screen. Tap, 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 tap.
Tap?
Yeah, tap, tap, tap. Simha, tap. Tap here for mental health. Tap. Simha. Okay. Tap, Simha. Okay, never mind, Simha. You don't have to tap.
I just spent a lot of time. I just spent a lot of time cleaning my screen. I'm not putting fingerprints on it.
Well, the smart man doesn't touch it, but fakes it.
Chris, tap here. Is Chris tapping? Tap here, tap here. Well, and Klaus, are you tapping? I can't see anyone. Are you tapping?
Yeah, we get your point.
You guys are awesome, awesome, and thank you for sharing and bringing your stories. And I love you all. You are so much fun to be with, and you've brought me positive mental health today.
Thank you very much, Robert, for presenting and bringing your energy and your enthusiasm.
All good.
It's great. And you're right, it's not typical what people expect to come when they come to any of my webinars. So shaking it up is good. I know we're after 90 minutes. I just want to point out a couple of webinars I have coming up so people know about them for next week. And so I have on, sorry, let me just get this. There we go. So next week on Tuesday, I have getting video interviews, getting out of your way. This is about the hardware and things like your cameras, and it's your microphones and your backgrounds, and it's the do's and don'ts of getting ready for a video interview. I don't talk about being in the interview. I talk about getting ready, so you're not going to somehow ruin an opportunity. 2 days later, I have on October 1st dealing with difficult interview questions, and those are the things that people really dislike asking or being asked. So tell me about yourself, tell me about what are your strengths and weaknesses, and I go through all those questions. So if there's any difficult interview questions, please come and try and stump me, and maybe I won't be able to help you out with that. And then something new, which is going to be the following Monday. I didn't put in the slide deck here, next Fridays, and that's going to be Sue Brooks that's going to be speaking, and she speaks next Friday on relationship building in business and whatnot. So it's going to be really good. I forgot to put it in here. But the thing I want to talk about mostly is a new segment I have, which is starting on October 5th, and it's the Here to There show. And it's a conversation that I have with subject matter experts. It's an interview. It's not, they don't present, where they'll actually talk about how do they take their clients from point A to point B. So Mary Louise would be an excellent example of this, and she has agreed to come speak on my show, so that's also great. Yes, Robert?
Oh, no, I just want to acknowledge Mary Louise.
Oh, Louise, right.
Make sure you email me, Coach, so I can attend. Robert@powerfulplay.ca. Robert@powerfulplay.ca. I'll be there October 5th. I'll ask you tough questions.
No. She's not coming on October 5th. She's going to be in November. We talked.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we start on October 5th.
Okay, I'll be there in November and ask even more tough questions.
So it's 2 hours. The first hours is an interview where I interview people with expertise, and it's really about how do you take them from here to there. So point A to point B. Here is where they don't want to be, and there is where they're ideally where they want to go. So that's in the first hour. In the second hour, basically I'll be taking any questions that people have about executive coaching questions, and that you can come on and just ask them and I'll answer them, and whoever shows up first gets to ask the questions. So please check that out, and then also check out the rest of my webinars coming up on Meetup, because they're identified, or we've announced them well into October. So on that note, we're actually going to I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I just want to thank Robert again. How about a big round of applause for Robert and all of you? And you know, I will be honest, and I'll say something. I was expecting a massive drop off because people are not used to this. No, seriously, I'm being honest. People are not used to this kind of energy, and I just didn't know if people. And we had no drop off except for one person left about 10 minutes ago. But I just am grateful to everyone that showed up here today and is prepared to have Robert in your face and ask the really difficult questions, right? And you guys handled it well. So I'm just going to get Robert to hold on here. And and as I said to everyone else, you don't have to leave your house, but you can't stay in this room. So take care, and hope to see you at some other time.
Everybody.
Okay.